Let's talk alcohol and weight loss. So if you've had a weight loss procedure, whether it be endoscopic, such as the ESG, or surgical, we will typically advise avoiding alcohol for 6 to 12 months. Why is that? Well, there's several key reasons. Most importantly, we're trying to lose weight, and alcohol is not going to facilitate that. We all know that alcohol is empty calories. When a patient has undergone a weight loss procedure, we want to focus on the most nutritious food intake because our overall caloric intake is lower. So alcohol has no nutritional value. If you look at the caloric content of alcoholic beverages, a typical beer may have 100 to 150 calories. A shot of vodka or other spirit will have 100 or so calories. And a glass of wine may have approximately 150 calories. Mixed drinks can have substantially more, so these are basically wasted calories. That's actually not the main reason that we want to avoid alcohol. A more important reason is that when we drink alcohol, we become disinhibited. We know that because alcohol is considered a social lubricant. We may be less anxious, less restrained, but that is not a positive when it comes to weight loss. Alcohol is going to make us less restrained, and so you know that when you drink alcohol, you tend to veer towards less healthy foods. So alcohol equals overeating in most instances. The third issue, when we're talking just about weight, alcohol tends to disrupt our sleep cycle. So even though it's a depressant, it makes us sleepy. We may fall asleep quicker when drinking alcohol. The quality of your sleep is much worse. You may have experienced falling asleep after drinking and then waking up several hours later, maybe having trouble falling back asleep. That's because our sleep quality is quite poor. You may also wake up the following morning, you may be tired, and therefore your stress hormones, your cortisol level is higher, you'll tend to be hungrier and you'll eat more. So alcohol equals poor sleep. So empty calories, disinhibition, and poor sleep quality all can lead to weight gain. So in general, that's why we would like to avoid alcohol for at least 6 to 12 months, which is the main period of time when patients will lose weight after a procedure. The other reason we advise avoiding alcohol, particularly in the early period after a weight loss procedure, is that the way that your body metabolizes alcohol is significantly altered. We find that alcohol levels rise faster and stay higher than they would prior to having a procedure. And that has to do with the altered anatomy that occurs after these procedures. So you may take one shot of alcohol and feel terribly intoxicated, nauseous, and unwell. So that can lead to early intoxication and just feeling sick. So we generally say avoid it absolutely in the beginning. That's very important. The third reason to avoid alcohol in general is that we find that patients who undergo bariatric procedures are more likely to develop alcohol dependence. Okay, now why is that? It is possible that patients may be substituting alcohol for a food addiction. So we've eliminated or tried to eliminate the food addiction, and then alcohol may be substituted in its place. Of course, that can be extremely detrimental and lead to long-term problems. But just to review, avoid alcohol because number one, it leads to weight gain through empty calories, lack of inhibition, and altered sleep. Number two, the way you metabolize alcohol is different. And number three, we want to avoid anything that will lead to any type of alcohol dependence. And the last thing I can say is just stay strict, stay focused. You've invested a lot in this process, so your daily commitment is going to pay off. There's just no reason to introduce any other variables that are going to derail you from your success. Thanks for joining me.